President Trump in the air and Kim Jong-un on the rails. He's arriving in Vietnam by train. He boarded a heavily secured coach on Saturday, the journey taking him through China. The streets of Hanoi, meantime, are adorned with U.S. and North Korean flags, the city eager to host the two leaders. Their last meeting in Singapore produced, as you'll recall, a vague document committing both sides to work toward the denuclearization of the Korean peninsula. And it led to the transfer of the remains of U.S. soldiers from the Korean War. But on the central issue, intelligence officials tonight tell NBC News they are increasingly doubtful that Kim Jong-un intends to dismantle his nuclear program. President Trump has been, meantime, trying to lower expectations for this summit.
I'm not in a rush. I don't want to rush anybody. I just don't want testing. As long as there's no testing, we're happy.
The president referring to the fact North Korea has not conducted a missile test since late 2017. That said, a top goal for the U.S. is to try to get North Korea to freeze its nuclear weapons and missile program. What could the U.S. offer in exchange? One possibility is a joint statement declaring a formal end to the Korean War. Savannah, bottom line here is that despite President Trump's declaration at the end of the last summit that there is no longer a nuclear threat from North Korea, all indications are Kim Jong-un's arsenal is as lethal, if not more so, than it was back then.
All right, Lester, a lot of ground to cover there, and we will, of course, have extensive live coverage of this week's summit. Lester anchors this broadcast from Vietnam starting tomorrow night.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.